A lot of enchanters were buffed in 13.16, but most importantly, Sona and Soraka got some really nice skins. Jumping right into the notes, Karma got some nice buffs with a 10% increased AP ratio to both her regular and empowered Q. Her mantra CD was also reduced at level 6 and forward. Lulu had her health growth increase and both her Q and E increased AP ratios by 10% as well. Milio had his AP ratios and base amount of damage and shielding increased for his Q and E. That covers all the support changes this patch. Here's my 13.16 support solo Q tier list. Engaged champs are still the best, and the changes this patch didn't really do anything to shift the meta. I covered champions A and above on my last tier list video, so I'm not going to go over them, but I do want to talk about some champs, starting with the most recently buffed enchanters. I moved up Karma to the top of B because I think the buffs were good for her. She does a really good job at winning lane, but she's still probably the worst scaling enchanter even after the buffs. You can win lane pretty often as Karma, but if you make one or two mistakes and fall behind, you lose the game. Karma does not feel as powerful as the A tier champs, and her worst matchups are Engage, which are currently meta. Lulu is still down in D tier because the buffs don't do enough to fix her problems of dealing with engaged supports and enabling her carries. After they nerfed her base armor and lowered the base damage on picks in patch 13.12, Riot gutted her ability to enable her carries to pop off. They are trying to shift the power to Lulu herself with these buffs, but it's not enough. Against most of the meta matchups, you'll never feel if you had a bit more damage you would win, you just get engaged on and die or just go even in lane. Milio is also still in D because his buffs were bad. The buffs to his Q might seem like a lot, but you're always going to max Q last, and games usually end before you're able to put any more points into the ability. Milio shares a very similar problem with Lulu in this meta in that he struggles against meta and he doesn't scale as hard for how weak he is early. The final champ I want to talk about is Poppy. I have her at the top of A because she hard counters a lot of the engaged supports and she is very overtuned. Poppy is being played a lot top as well, which makes her a great blind pick. If you're struggling playing against Rakan or Rel, I'd recommend trying out Poppy. She's actually really easy to play and shuts down a lot of the meta champs outside of the support pool. That concludes my list. Good luck climbing, summoners.